In this session, I will discuss about the Poisson distribution. In the last week, the last lesson, we have discussed about or we have started discussing about the discrete probability distribution. Under that, we have discussed about binomial trials and the Bernoulli trials and the binomial distribution. And in this session, I will discuss another discrete probability distribution, which is meant as the Poisson distribution. The founder of the Poisson distribution, Simeon de Poisson, who lived in the period of 1781 to 1840, a French mathematician, has developed this Poisson distribution. And when we are discussing about the discrete probability distribution, this Poisson distribution also plays a vital role in the discrete probability distribution. When we are discussing about what we have learned as binomial and Bernoulli, in the previous session we have discussed about the Bernoulli trials, and then we have discussed about the binomial distribution. Therefore, both of these, if you are considering as probability distribution, are based on the counts. Therefore, here also this Poisson distribution also based on counts. We will have formed it based on counts. And here what we are saying is, if you are having a Poisson random variable, if you are having a Poisson random variable, then it can be modeled using a Poisson distribution. And when we are looking about the Poisson random variable, it will be also a discrete random variable. If you are considering the random variable, it is a Poisson random variable. We can say it as a Poisson random variable, and this is categorized under discrete case. Therefore, this Poisson random variable is also a discrete random variable. Therefore, if you are having a Poisson random variable, then we can say that it follows a Poisson distribution. If you see about the things related with the Poisson distribution, we can say that if you are having a random variable named as x, if it is a Poisson random variable, then this counts the number of success in the Poisson process. Therefore, if you are having a Poisson random variable, then if you let it as the variable x, and this counts the number of successes in the Poisson process. As an experiment, if you are prior to discussing about these what we can say as these examples, we have to have an idea regarding this as well. Here generally we are considering the number of occurrences inside the certain interval. Therefore, we are having the number of occurrences or the counts with an interval. Therefore, first we are considering an interval. It may be time, area, volume. Likewise, we can consider the interval according to the situation or as we preferred. And in the considered interval, we are going to identify the number of occurrences. Therefore, here also we are having the number of occurrences. We'll have the number of occurrences, and this is said to be the counts that we are used in the Poisson distribution. As an example, now we can say it as the number of vehicles past a junction for a 10 minutes time period. Here, we are considering 10 minutes time period as the interval that we are considering for this Poisson process. And in this 10 minutes time period, we are identifying the number of occurrences. We are saying the occurrence as passing a vehicle. Therefore, the number of occurrences can be taken as the number of vehicle past the junction, or simply we can say it as the count of the vehicles past the junction at the given time period. And if you are considering another example, here it is given as number of factories located in 10 acres of land. If you are considering an industrial zone, Here we are having, if we are considering the land of having the 10 acres of land, then we can count, we can have a count how many factories are located in that area. Therefore, in here we are having saying as interval, consider rather than considering the time interval, we have considered the interval as the area. It is, we have measured it as the acres of land and we have considered it as 10 acres of land, and then we had the count as the number of factories located in that area. And then another example, number of mutations in a sequence of DNA. Here also we can have this if you are forming DNA with this ATGC, then we can have, if they are having the mutations, we can have a count for the mutations. If it is formed in a generic form, then, and if you are using the notations as this ATGC, and then when we are considering the forming of DNA, in some situations, we can identify the mutation. Therefore, if you are having a sequence of DNA, now our interval is considered as the sequence of DNA, and thereafter we are counting the, or we are observing the number of occurrences. Here, the occurrence is meant to be the mutation. Therefore, we will have the count of the mutation in the sequence of DNA. Therefore, the above mentioned scenarios can be considered as the examples for the events which can be modeled under the Poisson distribution. Therefore, when we are considering or when we are going to discuss about the Poisson distribution, it says that any uncertain situation or experiment having the counts within an interval. Therefore, this is the important thing. When we are discussing about the Bernoulli or binomial, when we are discussing about the, if you are keeping this Bernoulli actually aside, it is because it is having just a single trial. But if you are looking about the binomial distribution, this is actually based on the counts. But if you are discussing about the Poisson distribution, this is also based on counts as well as the counts within a specific time period. Therefore, you will have a interval as well here. Therefore, rather than just observing the counts, we are under the Poisson distribution, what we are going to find is we are observing the number of occurrence or the counts in a particular interval. It may be this interval can be considered as it can be time interval, it can be considered as area, it can be considered as volume. Likewise, appropriate intervals can be used, and in that interval we are counting the number of occurrences, or we are taking the counts. Therefore, in such situation we can model it using the Poisson distribution. And when we are having the counts through a particular interval, then we observe the following properties. Therefore, if you can observe the following properties, then we say that it can be modeled using a Poisson distribution. Here, rather than sometimes we can say it as properties, or else we can say it as the assumptions. But it is because when in the practical situations, rather than saying this as properties, it would be better if you are assuming that these properties are satisfying, and then we can model such situations using the Poisson distribution. If you consider the probability that the event occurs in a given interval is same for all interval. This is the first property, the probability that an event occurs. It is simply if you are considering an interval, I will consider it as, suppose you are having the interval here, I will take the first interval as AB and I will take another interval as C and D. But here, if you are considering the length of these two intervals are same, then probability of occurrence of event in the first interval or the second interval should be same. Therefore, if you are having the intervals with equal length, the probability of occurrence of any event should be equal throughout the considered any event. and then the event occur with non-mean and independently of time since the last event. Therefore, occurrence of one event does not depend on the other event, and we are assumed that the events occur with a non-mean. We know that this is another property. We are assuming that having with a non-mean, all these events are occurring, and all these events are supposed to be independently of time, or simply we can say it is independent from the last event. Time is the last event. Therefore, these are the two properties that we are assuming, and based on these two properties, then we are modeling the process using the Poisson distribution. And suppose we are having an experiment which follows the Poisson process. In simply, we can say that it follows the Poisson process if these two conditions are satisfying. And here we are considering the counts alone in a defined interval. And suppose that if you are having a Poisson process, and if you are considering x be the random variable for this process, and here we will consider the parameter. When we are considering the Bernoulli, as you remember, Bernoulli was based on the parameter p, binomial was based on count and the successive probability or success probability n and p, two parameters are there. But once you come to the Poisson distribution, Poisson distribution is depend on the parameter said to be as the lambda. And I will explain what is actually this lambda. We are saying this as the rate of the Poisson process, or else we can say it as the mean of the Poisson process as well. But anyhow, what we can say is this lambda is supposed to be the rate of the Poisson process. It means that number of occurrences in the considered interval is meant to be the lambda, or simply we can say it as the rate of the Poisson process. And if you combine all these things, then we can denote it using this notation. We have taken x as the variable, and we say that this follows a Poisson process. Therefore, we can consider this x as a Poisson random variable. Then we can say that this x follows a Poisson distribution having the parameter lambda, where lambda is supposed to be the rate parameter. Lambda is supposed to be the rate parameter. Therefore, this is how we are using, we are denoting this Poisson distribution. X is the random variable, and here this tilde notation shows says that it is distributed. These three letters PY stands for the Poisson distribution, and lambda is the rate parameter for the Poisson distribution. When we are discussing about the Poisson distribution or any given probability distribution, here we are attempt to obtain a function or an equation form for the probability distribution. Therefore, if you are having a variable x follows a Poisson distribution having the rate parameter lambda, then we can define the probability distribution function, or simply we can say this as the probability mass function, since we are defining this for a particular event. Therefore, we can say this probability distribution function for the Poisson distribution as probability of x equals to a particular value of x. Then this is equals to e to the power minus lambda times lambda to the power x divided by x factorial. We know that x factorial is supposed to be x times x minus 1 times, then x minus 2 times, likewise multiplication up to 3, 2 and 1. And the next important thing is 0 factorial is equal to 1, and 1 factorial is also equal to 1. These are the things which will be helpful for the calculation and for the knowledge as well. But if you are using a calculator, we can simply obtain this answer by including these notation and numbers in the calculator. Therefore, we can say that this as the probability distribution function for the Poisson distribution. Now we will move for the, and the next thing is here is supposed to be the base of the natural logarithm. Here is supposed to be the base of the natural logarithm. Okay, now we will move for the discussing about the characteristics of the Poisson distribution. When we are discussing about distribution, probability distribution, we have to pay the attention towards the characteristic of that given distribution. Here we are discussing about Poisson distribution. Therefore, first we'll have a look about the probability mass function, or what we have learned as the probability distribution function. Here we can see this is what I have mentioned previously also. Probability distribution function gives the probability at a particular point. Therefore, this is denoted by fx. Here, this particular value of x is denoted by lowercase letter x, and this is equal to, here it is p, x equals x. It is the probability of the random variable having a particular value x. Therefore, this can be written as e to the power minus lambda times lambda to the power x divided by the x factorial. And when we are defining the cumulative density function based on the Poisson distribution, we can name it using the uppercase letter f, and the particular value for the random variable taken is x. Therefore, this can be explained using the probability of x less than or equal to a particular value of x. Here we are considering the cumulative density function. Then this can be written as the, since if you have need to obtain the cumulative density, definitely we have to take the summation. It is because if in the discrete case we have to consider the summation, therefore we can consider that summation of x goes from 0 to x goes from 0 to a particular value of x for the given probability density function. It is e to the power minus lambda times lambda to the power x divided by the x factorial. Therefore, this is how we are obtaining the cumulative density function for a Poisson distribution. Since Poisson distribution is a discrete probability distribution, we have to consider the summation. Otherwise, we have to take the integral of this function in the given region or the considered interval. And here we have to consider now the expected value. Expected value, or we are denoting it as this ex, and this is supposed to be the mean value of the distribution. Mean, another name is the expected value. This can be considered as according to the definition. This is given as summation for the all possible values of x in the experiment, then x times p x equals x, or else simply we have written it as all x. Here it is for all x, it is x times fx. Instead of this px equals x, we can written as fx. Once you substitute the probability mass function, and if you perform the calculation throughout the all possible values of x, then we'll be end up with this answer as lambda. That is why we can say that expected value of this distribution, or we can simply say the mean value of the distribution, is equal to lambda. And here the lambda, what we have defined as previously, lambda was considered as the rate parameter. Rate parameter, or simply we can say that the number of occurrences in the considered interval. That is why previously also we assume that the number of occurrences throughout the similar intervals would be same. It is why we are saying it as the mean of this distribution. And another term is the rate parameter. And once you obtain the variance for this distribution, based on the theory that we have discussed, therefore the variance can be considered as The variance of the distribution can be considered as the summation for all possible values of x. This can be written as x minus mu squared times fx, or it can be taken as p x equals to a particular value of x. Here, this is actually meant by fx. Therefore, once you perform the calculation accordingly, here also you will get the variance of x, or this sigma squared. Here this is supposed to be the variance of x, and it is also given as the lambda. Therefore, this is one speciality in the Poisson distribution. In the Poisson distribution, we can see that mean and variance has the same value as the rate parameter lambda. Therefore, this is the speciality of the Poisson distribution. We can say that the mean and the variance are same for a Poisson distribution, and it is given the value as lambda, or what we are saying as the rate parameter. And now we will move for discussing some examples related to Poisson distribution. When we are going to discuss about the Poisson distribution, here actually it is given under Poisson distribution, but apart from that, we'll see how we can identify whether this can be modeled using Poisson distribution or not. Okay, here it says that at a parking place, the average number of three car arrivals during a specific period of 30 minutes. Here, what they have observed was they have observed 30 minutes. Here it is taken as time period. Time period, in the sense it can be considered as an interval. And they have observed that three car arrivals, three car arrivals. And these are the counts they are taking, or the occurrences they are having three car arrivals in this specific time period. That is why we can say that, and it says that this arrival process, they are interested in this arrival process, and it can be described using a Poisson process. It means that it follows the two properties that we have discussed previously. Here also it is mentioned that the probability that the event occurs in given interval same for all intervals, and the event occur with the non-mean and independent from the last event. Therefore, it says that it follows these properties. That is why it can be said as it is described using a Poisson process. And here it is asked to find out the probability during a given time period of 30 minutes. What is the probability that no cars will arrive, at least two cars will arrive, at most three cars will arrive, and between one and three cars will arrive. Okay, this is the problem they are asking us to solve, and now we will go for the calculation. And the next thing we have to pay the attention is when we are going to discuss the things related to Poisson distribution, what we have to think is we have to think the rate for the given time interval, and whether we are using the same interval in the calculation as well. Okay, here if you summarize the things that we have discussed, here we know that here it is, here we have considered 3 minutes 30 minutes time period. For this 30 minutes time period, we can see that there are three car arrivals. Therefore, this is what we know. For the 30 minutes time period, there are three arrivals. Therefore, when we are defining the lambda, therefore this is the considered interval, and for this interval we can say that lambda equals 3. But we can define the lambda if as 3 if the time interval considered for the calculation also equal to 30. Here in the calculation it asks during a given period of 30 minutes. Okay, now we can see that the given data and the time period or the period or the interval which is asked to consider are same. Therefore, we can say that lambda is equal to 3. Therefore, we can simply say that value of lambda is equal to 3. It is because this is the rate they are considering. Suppose that if it is in this way now, suppose that if it is given as 30 minutes time period, they are having 3 arrivals, and then they are asking us for a 60 minutes time period. 60 minutes time period. If it is asked for 60-minute time period, then lambda should be corrected according to the 60-minute. Therefore, it is actually 2 times this time period. That is why we are getting lambda equals 6 in a case like this. Therefore, this is what you have to pay your attention, whether the time periods that they ask us to consider are same or not. This is the initial data given, and this is what they ask us to calculate. But in this situation, according to this example, we know that it is given that the initial data is for 30 minutes, and as well they have asked us to perform the calculation for 30 minutes time period also. And they are asking us find the probability that during the given time period of 30 minutes time, no car will arrive. It is simply, we can say that if x is supposed to be number of arrivals or number of car arrivals. Here we are observing the number of arrivals. Therefore, we can say the particular value for the first part where they are asking that probability of x equals 0. No car will arrive. But what we know is here we know that probability of x equals x. It is given as e to the power minus lambda, lambda to the power x divided by x factor. Now we can perform the or do the substitution for this equation to obtain the probability. Then this can be obtained as e to the power minus lambda. It is now minus 3, then times 3 to the power 0, lambda is 3, x is 0, then divide this by 0 factorial. 0 factorial. We know that 0 factorial is equal to 1. Therefore, if you perform this calculation, then this value is given as I have included the calculation. Therefore, I will directly write down the value. Therefore, we can use the calculator to obtain this answer. Therefore, this is the value that we can see that that no car will be arrive within this given time period. And in the second one, in the second part, what they're asking us is they're asking that at least 2 cars will arrive. At least 2 cars will arrive. Therefore, we can see that they're asking us that probability of x at least 2 cars. At least 2 cars means it can be 2 cars, 3, 4, 5, and there is no any upper bound to that. It is because they have not mentioned any upper bound, and they have not mentioned that within this 30 minutes time period what is the maximum number of cars that we can see or that we can count it for this parking. Therefore, we know it is no need to worry about the upper bound. Therefore, we can just we can simply say that it is asking that probability of x is greater than or equal to 2. It says that at least 2 cars will arrive. Okay, now what we can say is here if you are going to perform this calculation, we can say it as taking the summation x equals 2 plus p x equals 3. Likewise, we have to go up to infinity. It is because no any upper bound was given. Therefore, this method will not be appropriate. It is because we do not know that what is the this upper bound for this calculation. Therefore, what we can use is we can use the concept what we have learned in the previous session. what we have used to consider about the calculations for this probability. Therefore, instead of this probability x greater than or equal to, we can write this as 1 minus probability x less than 2. Now we can use this equation. Therefore, we can say that now x less than 2, in the sense possible values are less than 2 means 0 and 1 only. Therefore, instead of this x less than or less than 2, we can take that probability x equals 0 and probability x equals 1. Therefore, these are the possible events under this. Then we can perform the calculation. Instead of this x equals 0, we can say that it is e to the power lambda, e to the power minus lambda, then lambda to the power 0 divided by 0 factorial plus e to the power minus 3, 3 to the power 1 divided by 1 factorial. If I perform the calculation, I can see that it can be seen that the answer is somewhat here. Now you can see that once you perform the calculation, it is given as 0.7013. Therefore, we can use that value here, 0.7013. What you have to do is you have to feed these values to the calculator, and then you can obtain the answer that probability x greater than or equal to is 0.7013. Therefore, now what we can do for the third part, in the third part, it asks us the at most 3 cars will arrive. At most 3 cars means maximum value is 3 cars. Therefore, we can say it as at most means it can be taken as 3, 2, 1, and 0. Therefore, this can be obtained using here. We can simply use the summation that px equals 0, then px equals 1, px equals 2, and px equals 3. Therefore, this is the way that we are performing the calculation. Now you have to do substitution one by one. E to the power minus 3, 3 to the power 0, 0 factorial. Similarly, e to the power minus 3, 3 to the power 3, it is because this 3 is coming from x equals 3, and then we have to perform the calculation in this way. Therefore, we can see that the answer is obtained here. The answer that at most 3 cars is equal to 0.6472, 0.6472. Therefore, we can perform the calculation, and it means you have to feed these values in the calculator, and then you can obtain this as the final answer. And in the last part of this calculation, it asks us to calculate the probability that the number of arrivals between 1 and 3 cars. Here we can consider the probability. Here it is 1 and 3 cars, including 1 and 3. Therefore, it would be similarly this 1, and it is actually 3. Therefore, what we can do is to identify this region. If you are writing, if you can write down this, if you can show it in a interval in this way. What we need to do is we need to identify the probability in this region. But what we can do is, instead of calculating the to calculate this region, we can simply use what are the possible events in this region. Here it can says that we can use these two values as well, and therefore there is another value in between this as 2. Therefore, to calculate this quantity, the probability that x lies in between 1 and 3, possible values would be probability that x equals 1, probability that x equals 2, and the probability that x equals 3. Now we can use this calculation. Once you use the substitution, it is simply e to the power minus 3, 3 to the power 1 divided by 1 factorial. 3 to the power 3 divided by 3 factorial. Therefore, the answer is also given here. Answer is given as this can be taken as this 0.5974. 0.5974. But apart from this calculation, we can use another method. It is because some calculations are actually done prior to this. Now what we need to find out is it is just the probability. Okay, to find out this probability, what we can do is, if you know the possible values which are less than 0 is less than 3 or equal 3 is, it is 0, 1, 2 and 3. But we know that the probability that x includes 3 and it has a value which is less than 3. It is because we have calculated that value here. But if what we have obtained was the probability of this value, that x equals 2 and x equals 3. Therefore, what we can now do is, if you know the probability that we know that probability that x less than or equal 3, as well we know that if you substitute or if you subtract this quantity, that the probability x equals 0, then we can simply obtain this answer. Now instead of doing this lengthy calculation, you can use the answer. If those are exactly right, then you can use this answer 0.0498. Then this also gives the value as 0.5974. You can use one of these methods. Both these are correct for this calculation. And here all these calculations have included, and now we will move for the second example, which is related to discussing of the Poisson distribution. Here it says that the patients arrive at the emergency room of a hospital at the average rate of 5 per hour. Now we'll try to identify the uh, we'll try to identify these data. Therefore, according to the given data, it says that the patients are arriving at a hospital in average rate of 5. Average rate, we can say that lambda equals 5 per hour. Therefore, if it is considered for 1 hour time period, for it is 1 hour, if it is 1 hour time period, then number of arrivals will be equal to 5. There are 5 arrivals, or in simply we can say it as 60 minutes. For 60 minutes time period, there are 5 arrivals. Okay, this is what they have given there. And then they are asking in the first part, what is the probability of 4 arrivals in 30 minutes? Now the time period has changed from 1 hour to 30 minutes. They are asking us, what is the probability that 4 hours? It means that value of x equals 4 at the 30 minutes time period. Therefore, what we can do is, for the first part, we need to identify. For the first part, we need to first identify what we know is value of x equals 4, but we do not know what is the value of lambda. First, we need to calculate the value of lambda. It is because the initial data is given for 1 hour, but here it is asked to calculate it for 30 minutes. Therefore, we can say for a 60 minutes time period, for 60 minutes time period, we can say that a number of occurrences equals 5. Therefore, 30 minutes time period, we have to adjust this. Then this would be equal to 2.5. And this is what we can take as value of lambda. Then we can say that value of lambda is equal to 2.5. Now we have find out this value, and then we need to calculate the what we can say, the probability. We need to calculate that the probability x equals 4. To calculate this, we can use the equation. We know that probability x equals to a particular value of x can be obtained using e to the power minus lambda, lambda to the power x divided by the x factorial. Then this can be taken as e to the power minus 2.5. It is the value of lambda. Then lambda is 2.5 to the power x. It is equal to 4. Then divided by 4 factorial. Once you perform the calculation accordingly, then you can say see that the answer is equal to 0.1336. This is what we are taking as the value for this probability. And in the second part, or in the part B, it asks us the calculate the probability that at least two arrivals in 30 minutes. Now here also in this part it says that the time period is 30 minutes, but initially it is given as 1 hour. For part B also, we can perform the calculation. For 60 minutes the rate is 5. Therefore 30 minutes we can assume that rate is equal to 2.5. And they are asking us what is the probability that at least two arrivals. It means that at least two means value would be more than or equal to 2. Therefore possible values should be x equals to 3, 4, likewise up to infinity. We have to take the values. Therefore value of x is greater than or equal to, and now we have calculated the value of lambda is equal to 2.5. Therefore what we need to calculate here is probability that x is greater than or equal to equal to 2. Then apart from performing this lengthy calculation, we can transform this into 1 minus p x less than 2. Here the equality contains, therefore we have to omit the equality here. Then this can be considered as x less than 2 in the sense possible values are x equals 0 and p x equals 1. Therefore, once you perform the calculation, then you will get this as p x equals 0. It is e to the power minus lambda, then lambda to the power x divided by x factorial, then e to the power minus lambda, lambda to the power x divided by x factorial. Then you can perform this calculation, and for the calculation which I have done, I have obtained this answer as 0.7127, 0.7127. And the next thing that we can do is here, once you identify these values, then we can say that for the first one also we can say that x follows a Poisson distribution of value is 2.5. This is the value which we have calculated here. For the second one also we can say that x follows a Poisson distribution which have calculated as 2.5. Similarly, we can do it for the third part as well. In the part C, it asks us to calculate that the probability of 20 arrivals in 3 hours. 20 arrivals in 3 hours. Here it asks us to calculate that probability that x equals 20, and we need to find out the value of lambda. It says that within a 3 hours time period, what we know is for 1 hour the rate is equal to 3, rate is equal to 5. For 1 hour it is given as the rate is 5, and for 3 hours we need to consider the price of that value. Therefore for 3 hours we have to take it as 5 into 3, which itself equals to 50. Therefore, the value of lambda is equal to 15. Then we can say that X follows a Poisson distribution. We can say that X follows a Poisson distribution having the value as 5. Now we can perform the calculation accordingly. It can be taken as Px equals to nt. Then we can take it as e to the power minus 20, 20 to the power 5 divided by 5 factorial. And that since I have do the calculation for this, it has obtained 0.0418. Therefore, once you do the calculation, you should be able to obtain this value as 0.0418. And this is the end of the discussion on the Poisson distribution. And thank you all for participating with this session.